name is Efe West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time on this channel, this is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I want us to talk about a very controversial and important subject, which is the issue of masturbation and spirituality. I want us to know if there's any negative effect about masturbation and how it affects our spiritual and importantly physical life. This is a subject that is fraught with many misconceptions, especially in Africa. It's a subject that is being frowned about by spiritualists. I have noticed that many people don't want to talk about this subject. Many of them don't like the subject. They have outrightly condemned the subject. So when you mention issue of masturbation, the first thing we hear that it is evil, it is bad for your spirituality, it destroys your spirituality, it is everything bad. If you engage in the practice, you don't stop, you have to stop instantly, or else that single act of masturbation will now be attributed as being responsible for all the problems you have in your life. They will tell you that it is because you are masturbating, that is why your problem will never solve. That is why God will never answer your prayers. That is why they will never help you. That is why witches are always attacking you all the time. So masturbation has been given a very bad rap by spiritualists, especially Christians, Muslims, and even African spiritualists. Can you imagine? So let's really talk about this subject, because this subject was raised in our WhatsApp group by somebody that was condemning the subject. So I was trying to tell the person that this is my view on it, but the person is still insisting. So I decided to talk about it today. So first of all, let's define the term masturbation. Masturbation can be defined as the act of stimulating the sexual organs with the hands or an object to the point of climax or ejaculation. So it is a sexual act that is usually a solo act that involves using the hands or any object to stimulate the sexual organs to a point of climax. So if we can agree on this point that this is what masturbation is, then I believe we can move forward. So the question now is that is it good? Is this a good thing? So is masturbating a good thing? That is one question. Is it normal? Is it okay? Another question. What are the side effects of masturbation? Another question. And the most important one, does it have any negative impact on our spiritual or physical life? Good question. Okay, now for us to answer these questions, we need to go deep into this subject of masturbation. In Africa, there have been many evil or negative connotations about masturbation and misconceptions. So many people believe that masturbation shortens your lifespans. If you masturbate regularly, you are going to die young. Some people will say that masturbation causes infertility or it causes sterility. Some other people believe that masturbation, if you start it early in life as a teenager, it reduces your height. It causes stunted growth in people. Some other people will say that masturbation opens the doorway of spiritual attack. That if you masturbate regularly, you are going to be a poor man in life. You are not going to have money. You are going to have a struggling life. Some other people also say that masturbation makes people lazy. It makes them powerless. Some even say that it makes them stupid, it makes you dull. Some people say that it causes eye problem for people, and it also causes premature ejaculation. And some people also say that masturbation reduces penis size. I don't know if it reduces or expands the female reproductive system. I don't know. I'm not a woman. But most men will say that it reduces penis size. So many funny things. The list is endless. The list the boy sent me about the negative effect of masturbation, I believe there was like 22 things on that very list. I cannot list all of them here, but they are all brutal. It's like if you masturbate, you die. That is the moral of the story. So I want us to approach it from a scientific and spiritual point of view. According to all the scientific journals and reports that I have checked concerning the negative effect of masturbation, I was not able to find any negative reports on the act of masturbation. All these things that are listed that people are saying in Africa, that masturbation causes eye problem, it reduces penis size, it causes back pain, it causes instability or infertility. There is no scientific research or study in anywhere in the world that has affirmed any of these things physically that they say that masturbation is doing to the human body. Those people that say that it reduces height, there is no report to that in any part of the world. It does not reduce height, it does not cause infertility, it does not cause eye problem, it does not shorten people's lifespans, it does not cause any physical ailments in the body. Rather, the reports that I have, the scientific reports, claims and asserted that masturbation have been found to be very good for the body, a healthy lifestyle practice, that it reduces stress, it reduces tension, it stimulates the reproductive system, it stimulates blood circulation, and it does many wonderful things for the body. You can do this research yourself. And doctors even encourage masturbation. The way they view it is that if you have been alone for some time, they encourage you to masturbate from time to time so that your reproductive system will be active. It is just like you having a car and you don't want to be driving the car, so you just park it for a very long time. You will find out that the day you want to use that car, it will not start. The battery will probably have run down, or some rust or some issues will now come up with the engine. Before you will need to drive that car, you have to service the car before you can move it out. That is how it normally is. So if you are not using your reproductive system for a long while, there are situations that something might go wrong with it. It might begin to get rust in a way. So you need to be stimulating it from time to time to make it active. So it is necessary. So they encourage it for you to keep your presence of mind and to make your body sexually active for the day that you will need it. You need to be servicing your engine from time to time. And if you don't have any partner, or you don't want to do it with any other person, you can do it by yourself. So this is what they recommended. Then also too, for the people that are saying that masturbation is a bad thing, we as human beings, for humans, at a certain point in time where we become teenagers, we begin to get sexually active. So you will have, as a man, when you grow up to a certain point, when you become 13, 14, you will find out that your dick, you start getting erections every day. You don't know why. You will wake up with wet dreams. This is a natural phenomenon. When you have wet dreams, or you ejaculate when you see a beautiful woman, just by looking at a beautiful woman or standing close to her, you just get wet, you just ejaculate. Is that not a form of natural masturbation? Is that a sin or a natural reaction to the opposite sex, which you are naturally attracted to, which you have been naturally designed by your creator to be attracted to? So when men, every man, this happens to all men. If it don't happen to you as a man, then something is wrong with you psychologically or biologically. You need to see the doctor. If you don't have sex for a long time, you will find yourself having wet dreams or be ejaculating in public when you get close to beautiful women. It happens naturally. We learn to live with it, and we exercise self-control over ourselves when these things happen. So for me, this is another form of masturbation. I will say spiritual masturbation that occurs in humans. So if you don't do it physically, psychologically, or spiritually, your spirit will do it for you because you have been designed to have sex. So if you want to die this emotion or want to suppress it, it will only get to a point that it will implode. And when it implodes, that is very dangerous. So I don't see anything wrong with masturbation. In my own definition, on my own view, masturbation is simply solo sex. That is the way I see it. It is solo sex. There's no difference between somebody masturbating and somebody having sex with another person. It's just a matter of you are doing it by yourself or you are doing it with somebody. Either way, you are having sex. Either way, you are ejaculating. That is the way I see this subject. Nothing more, nothing less. So, for those people that are saying that it's an evil thing, if you say masturbation is evil, then sex with a partner is also evil. Because the end product is that you are having sex. I can also consider sex with a condom another form of masturbation. Because when you're having sex with a condom, there is no natural contact between you and the partner. There is no natural contact. So what is the difference between you wearing a condom and masturbating with a condom? Or wearing a condom and having sex with a woman? That is the way I see this subject. So most times, even going to be with a prostitute, where you have to wear a condom to have sex with her, it does not really make much sense for some people. According to the great legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti, wearing a condom is like wearing a space suit, then trying to have sex with a space suit on. It is never the same thing to some people. So you putting on a condom is also a form of masturbation. You are using somebody's else's body to masturbate yourself, whether you're putting on a condom or not. The end point is for you to ejaculate and get to climax. So there are some reasons why many people say so many bad things about the act of masturbation, especially in Africa. I don't know about other countries. I don't want to talk about other countries so people will not say I am bashing their countries. So I always use my country as an example. In Nigeria as a whole, there are many stories parents tell to their children in order for them not to explain so many things to their children at a young age, or to hide certain secrets from their children, or to protect the children from many things. For instance, when we were growing up, our parents tell us that we were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that you must always make sure you get back home before the day darks. Because if you don't get back before day darks, there are some spirits or ghosts. We call them Iko Iko or Bomo Bomo. If you are from Nigeria, you will know this name. There are some masquerade or demons that will come out in the night to catch children, and then they will take the children to the spirit world and they will never see them again. These are the kind of stories our parents tell us. So when we go out to play, we always make sure that we come back home before the day darks, because we don't want bomo bomo or iko to catch us. So we grew up with that kind of mentality, only later in life to discover that there is no such thing that catches children at night. Our parents were simply telling us those stories so that we'll be indoors by the night time. We'll not see what is happening in the night, and we also be protected from any bad people or bad influence in the night. There are also stories our parents tell us that when you go to the market, you should not bend down to look between your legs, or you should not bend down for any reason to pick anything that fell. That if you bend down in the marketplace, you are going to see spirits. Many of us grew up believing that so many spirits come to the market, so many ghosts, that if you go to the market, if you bend down, you will see spirits. Only to realize later in life that the reason our parents were telling us those stories is that there are many women selling things in the market, and most times they forgot about their sitting positions, they open their legs. And if you bend down, you are going to see their pants, or you are going to see things you are not supposed to see. So they don't want children to be going to market to look at women's underskirts if they bend down. That is why they were telling children that if you go to the market, don't bend down. If you bend down, you will see ghosts. This is a simple reason. There is no ghost. Now, many adults still believe that if you actually bend down in the market, you will see ghosts. Okay? The same story our parents are telling us about masturbation. When you begin to get into the sex age, you start having these urges. Our parents already know that this is a time that teenagers are sexually active. As a teenager, all you think about most of the time is sex. You just want to have sex. It never gets out of your mind. You are all about sex. You want to look your best. That is the time nature will give you so many pimples in your face. Nature will be fighting against you. At the same time, your hormones will be struggling to want to express themselves. Our parents already know that if they tell you that nothing is wrong with masturbation, many youths are going to waste their life, waste their energy masturbating. So parents want you to stay in school. Parents don't want you to be having sex. So they will tell you that sex is a sin. If you have sex, you go to hell. If you get pregnant, you are going to die. If you masturbate, your dick is going to fall off. So many things will happen to you. Your hair will fall off. Your eyes will go blind. You will become poor. You cannot do anything. They will tell you all sorts of lies to discourage you from masturbating, which is actually good in a way, because most of our youths are very, very overzealous. I will also tell my children the same thing, because I don't want my children to be masturbating every day. So if they come of age, I will tell them, if you masturbate, your dick will fall off. Okay? I will tell them that masturbation is not good. I will tell them that masturbation will destroy your destiny, it will destroy your health, it will make you lazy, it will reduce your height. You tell them all sorts of things to discourage them from engaging, because we don't want them to be using time they are supposed to be reading, building their life, or going into sport or career development, or making real social contacts in life. We don't want them to use all those time to be in their room masturbating. It is very bad. So you need to tell them things to discourage them from that habit. This is exactly what our parents have done to us. And many of us have grown to become adults. We are still carrying that mentality with us in adult life. So I find myself arguing from time to time with matured adults, grown men with balls, with hairy balls that even have children, that masturbation is a bad thing, masturbation will make your hair fall off, it will make you not to have money. These childish lies, they are still carrying it with them, because they were really, really indoctrinated by their parents, and they actually believe these things. So this is the result of the arguments I'm having with adults from time to time. to tell them there's nothing wrong with this habit. If it is bad, then sex is also bad. Masturbation in some instance is even healthier than having sex with total strangers. You can get STDs, venereal disease, or stress, or spending too much money. But when you go to the solo practice, you don't have any problem of catching STD from anybody. You can also use it to maintain a relationship. You can have relationship, long distance relationship. Your husband or your wife traveled. You can choose, instead of me to be sleeping with other men, I will be masturbating. There are many men that understand this and they happily buy vibrators for their wife. I will rather buy a vibrator for my wife because I know that she will have sexual urge than for her to be going out to meet other men. I don't see anything wrong with the practice. I don't see anything wrong with it, and it does not affect spirituality. I am coming to that. I'm coming to that. So, these people that are saying masturbation is bad, it is dangerous. The only bad thing I see with the practice is that too much of everything is bad. If you are masturbating to the extent that you are now a chronic masturbator, there are some people that masturbate every day, some 2-3 times a day. Of course, naturally, you will feel drained because you are pushing out sperm from your body, you are pushing out energy, and you may not be replenishing them with time. So, naturally, it will affect you. Too much of everything is bad. Too much of drinking, too much of smoking, too much of partying. You will always have negative effect of that if you do it too much. Okay, that is the only thing I see. Then, these people that are saying this stuff, these are our so-called spiritual brothers in religion, Christianity, we know those ones are already scammers. Anything that they will say anything to make you feel inferior. Me, I know that all men love to have sex. And in Africa, we have a polygamous culture. In fact, we don't even know or practice monogamy until colonization, until the white people came from their land, from their cave lands. Africans are naturally polygamous people. We have more than one wife, 4, 5, 6, some men even have 50 wives. These are people that are used to having sex. It has never affected us in any way, physically and spiritually. We don't even know what is masturbation because we have a lot of women. So if you have a lot of women around you, you will not know what is even masturbation. It is people that are lacking women that are masturbating in a way. If you have like 5 wives, why do you need to masturbate? It's like when you have women that are looking for sex, if you are masturbating in that regard, I will say you are a very selfish or wicked man. You have women around you, you are masturbating, then you are a wicked person because you don't want the women to enjoy you. So African men, these are men that some of our ancestors, they engage in diverse sexual practice, 3 wives, 3 songs, 4 songs, 5 songs, 6 songs. It is natural for them. Okay? Sex is a part of our culture. It's not that we are sex maniac. It's a way of family building, nation building, and a way of living where everybody understands and everybody gets with the program. So, we are not really into the masturbation thing except in some spiritual activities that it is done. It is not really done like to relieve stress. We do it for ritual purposes. For we to really understand this, let's look at the origin of masturbation. If we want to check the history, when I decide to research on the history of masturbation, the oldest case or mention of masturbation was found in ancient Egyptian spirituality. In the texts of our ancient Kemetic ancestors, the god Atum, Atum, was the one responsible for creating the world. In our creation story, Atum was accredited as masturbating the universe into existence. Yes. Ancient Kemets believed that the world was created by the god Atum masturbating the universe into existence. And these records can be found in the papyrus, the Brimarine papyrus, from 2575 BC to 2734 BCE at Heliopolis. Let me read that very place for you in the beginning. This is our Genesis, ancient African Genesis story. The first Genesis, and mind you, the ancient Egyptian text is the oldest spiritual text and the oldest spiritual practice in the world, older than all other spirituality. Okay? According to our own creation story, the god Atum ejaculated the universe into existence from his semen. Let me read that place from you guys. At the moment of creation, Atum spoke, "I alone am the creator. When I came into being, all life began to develop. When the Almighty speaks, all earth come to life. There were no heavens and no earth. There were no dry land and there were no reptiles in the land. When I first began to create, when I alone was planning and designing many creatures, I had not squeezed snowed the winds. I had not spat Tefnun the rain. There was not a single living creature. I planned many living creatures. All were in my heart, and their children and their grandchildren. Then I copulated with my own fists. I masturbated with my own hands. I ejaculated into my own mouth, and the universe was born into existence." This is the oldest text you are going to find about masturbation. And Atum here claims that he masturbated the whole universe, all of us humans, both the world, the earth, and everything. He masturbated us into existence, into his own mouth. So he must have a very long penis or phalanx to be able to bend the penis to his own mouth. Imagine that guy's dick. I believe he has the longest dick in the universe. It's only natural for God to have the longest dick. It's only natural. He's God. Why will any other creature have any dick bigger than the dick of God? I don't see why. So he needs to have the biggest dick, of course. So I agree with that. So God is the first masturbator, and God is a master masturbator, and God is a chief masturbator. So there is nothing wrong with the act of masturbating. Okay? And mind you, there are many rites in ancient Egypt, in ancient Egyptian practice. The pharaohs, from time to time, during the fertility ritual of the Nile River, the pharaoh have to go to the River Nile and masturbate into the River Nile to start the beginning of the fertility season of that year. So this is an ancient ritual that was practiced by ancient Egyptian pharaohs. You can research this, okay? So the ancient Egyptians view masturbation as a divine duty and divine responsibility. So they are not masturbating because they want to relieve stress. They are doing it because they want to bring fertility to their land. By the way, these are people that have, some pharaohs have 40, 50 wives. Ramses too have 50 wives. He has 50 wives, okay? So women is not their problem. They have more than one wife, but they have to do this ritual from time to time to bring fertility to their land. So this is the oldest records and origin of masturbation. So it is not an evil thing. If God can masturbate, then I don't see why he will now be calling humans evil or condemning humans for doing the same thing that he started. According to Dr. Ben Joseph Hackerman, may his soul rest in peace, he always claims that God is a sex part, that God created sex, and the best thing in this world is sex. It is through sex that souls come into this world. So sex between a man and a woman can be regarded as the highest form of spirituality. And if God have created sex and he saw that it was good, God himself must have tried it, have tested it, many times. So God must know everything about sex. So sex is not a bad thing. In religion, they will tell you sex is evil thing. There are even some spiritual practice that will tell you that you should not have sex if you want to practice some certain form of spirituality. You should abstain from sex from time to time. I don't understand why they do this. We find this in Christianity and Islam, in some form of African spirituality. In my own spirituality, sex is not an issue with my spiritual practice. I have sex and I practice my spirituality. In fact, I even see visions sometimes when I climax. I get visions, I have seen visions of things that will happen in people's life during the point of climax. And this was even before I came into African spirituality. I was still a Christian there when I was having these experiences. So the issue is very, very complicated and straightforward at the same time. Sex is not a bad thing, and masturbation is not also a bad thing, and it does not negatively affect your spirituality. I don't know the kind of spirituality some of you practice, but my own African spirituality, it does not affect it. Okay? So, those people, those spiritualists that are always frowning or condemning masturbation, many of them are prudes, especially the Christians. They always want to let you feel that they are higher than you, they are more spiritually inclined than you, they are more pure than you. These are pastors that sleep with other people's wife and molest people's wife and children all the time. In Nigeria, pastors commit a lot of crimes in Nigeria, a lot of serious high crimes, and people do not talk because they worship pastors. Pastor will sleep with your wife, disvirgin your children. You cannot say anything. I have seen this case so many times because you are worshiping pastor, you are not worshiping God. Because you are stupid, you'll be giving your daughters to pastors to be disvirgining for you. Okay, that is your own choice. There are people that are saying masturbation is a bad thing. They are prudes, and many of them are liars. Most of these fake spiritualists that have taken money from people, they are looking for any flimsy excuse of why your problem will not be solved. They'll be talking about all these things all the time to make you feel guilty, so that you will think they'll be just shooting a list of things. You do this, you will see God will not answer your prayer. You do this, God will not answer your prayer. Whereas they themselves are chronic masturbators and sexual perverts. After they have put their hands into women's vagina, they will use the same hand to be putting on people's heads. There's a reason I don't go to church, and I don't sanction my child to be taken to any church, because most of these men of dogs, they are fond of saying that they want to pray for you, to put hands. They love putting their hands on children's heads. They will preach to a point, they will say that you should bring all the little children out that they want to pray for them. Then their hands that they use to rub their wife's breast and wash their ass and to finger women, they will use that hand to be putting on your children's head. For those parents that are giving their children to these men of dogs, you are fools. What you are doing is that you are destroying the life of your children. These men are highly evil men, and many of them are there to prey on you. What they are doing is that they are changing the destiny of your children. They are using this life force, that pure life energy of your children, they are taking it from them. And you as a parent, you have the full authority, the full power of the destiny of your child, to pray for your child to be a very good person, to be whoever you want your child to be. You should and must not give this authority or permission to any other human being to pray for your child, because they are not the one that bring that child into this world, and they are not the one with the full responsibility of taking care of that child. You as the parents of your child, you are the one that have the full responsibility and full power of directing and overseeing the destiny of that child. You are the ancestor of that child. It is not any pastor, any man of dog that is not connected to that child. So when you give your child to another man to pray for that child for prosperity or well-being, you are actually saying this, telling yourself that you are handing your divine authority to that man. because you feel that your divine authority is not enough to bring prosperity to the life of your own child. So that man now has full right to do anything or to direct and misdirect the destiny of that child. And he will do exactly that. So when they offer such prayers, they are actually taking something in return. Because in the world of spirituality, there's always an exchange for energy. You give me something, I need to take something. They will not tell you what they are taking. But these men know what they are taking from your children. Your children, at the end of that prayer, will lose something. And you will never know, and they can never get it back. So do not allow any man of dog, no matter how highly placed, no matter the big name, no matter where it comes from, to pray for your children. That responsibility should be for you and you alone. Not some dirty pastor will come that say you give them your children. You are a very big fool. Your children will grow up to miss their destiny. That is a very dangerous thing to do. Don't give your spiritual authority to any man over your children. Don't ever do that. Okay? So know this today. When you come to Africa, we Africans, we are very sexual people. Of course, we are made in the image of God. Africans have been known to be highly sexual. We are polygamous by nature. We have the biggest dicks and biggest ass in the whole world. If you want to check who are the people with the biggest ass and dicks, it is the African people. There is no argument. We are the original people. After God, it is us, who is like unto thee among thy gods. There is no one like unto thee. This is part of the problem why we are being hated and envied by the rest of the world. They envy us for our land, which is the best continent in the whole world. They envy us for the natural resources. They envy us for our natural endowments. They want to be like us. They cannot be like us. They don't want to associate with us. They want to kill us. They want to replace us. They still cannot. So they have to make us suffer. As an African traveling around the world or living in Asia, you have to be very, very careful. The Asian man is naturally envious of the African man because they will never tell you why they hate African people. But we know, I have lived in Asia for almost 15 years. As a black man living in Asia, you are naturally criminalized. But they will never tell you. But the reason why they hate black people so much is because of dick size. They will never be equal to the black man when it comes to certain respect. You see people in Asia, the average man will have something like this. In Africa, we call this a USB drive. So, even this one is a very big deal for them. In Africa, you see people walking around with cucumbers and cassavas as dicks. Then you go to Asia. Why will the Asian man like you? In many countries in Asia, they hate African people because they feel that they are inadequate as human beings. And African men will take their women from them. So they always talk bad. They never talk good about Africans in their country. No matter how good you are to them, no matter how the good things you have done, they will keep saying bad things about you so that their women will hate you, so that their women will not come close to you. Because they are afraid of, if their women come close to you, the women will not like them anymore. And to a certain extent, it is true. Although they say size does not matter, but most men may be defective in a certain way. This is the reason why you hardly see a black woman dating an Asian man. It is very, very rare for you to see a black woman being married to an Asian man. But you see many black men married to Asian women. Ask yourself this question. Something is wrong. As an African man, you have to be very, very careful of your heritage. Okay? When you go to Asia, be careful the way you talk to women. They like to set Africans a lot. Set them up a lot in Asia. Any little thing you do is a crime. Because they don't like you. They envy you. So living in Asia can be a blessing in a way. It can also be a curse in another way. Your life may be always on the line. So you have to be careful. I just have to shift that in. So over to masturbation. People that are saying that this thing is evil, this is a practice that I believe every adult, sexually active adult, have done once or twice in their life or many times. But the problem is that we Africans, we are prudes. Many people in Africa, when it comes to sex life, they want to give you the impression that everything is okay with them. They have a balanced sex life, which is a lie. Many of them like to brag. If somebody have one girlfriend, he will tell you he has 4 girlfriends. If somebody have 3 girlfriends, he will tell you he have 30 girlfriends. They see having many women as a thing of pride, of trying to prove that you are a real man or you are a ladies' man, a thing of envy. So many men like to brag about that, and many men still want to have as much women as possible, but due to financial situations, they have to manage what they can get their hands on. So men that are carrying this issue, most times they are the ones that are hypocrites. I believe many of them masturbate, especially the Christian ones among them. They masturbate a lot. There are very high cases of sexual assaults among holy men, especially in the church. The Catholic Church is number 1 for that. They are like how will I say, homosexual court, a place of sexual abuse. They are pedophiles. This is also found in Pentecostal churches. We have so many pedophiles. These are people that are supposed to be holy, pure, do not have sex. They always preach no sex after or before marriage. How come can you be able to tame your dick that stands every morning as an sexually active adult? If you don't masturbate, your spirit will masturbate you naturally. Sperm will be coming out of your dick naturally. There's a thing that we call where they say your sack don't full. When the sack don't full, sperm will be coming out from your dick every day. Is that not nature masturbating you? So what are you saying? This is all sort of hypocrisy. Trying to suppress your sexual energy is a very dangerous thing. It will lead to very bad behavior. We have instances of rape, people committing rape, raping women. What are they doing? They are trying to release their sexual energy that is being suppressed. They are not having enough sex. So they are looking for a way to have sex forcefully. I will prefer people to masturbate than to rape other people. It's better you masturbate if you're feeling urge to rape somebody. You masturbate and you forget about the pressure. You can cope with that. So that is a way of relieving stress. There are different ways of relieving stress. So you need to consider that option. I encourage people to do that. It does not affect your spirituality in any way. It does not stop money from coming to you. If money wants to come to you, money will still come to you. If you're having a good life, you're having money system, your intelligence, nothing will be affected. Your spirituality will still, as far as you are doing things well, you are following the rules of your spirituality, nothing will happen to you. Okay? The only instance that I see that masturbation is bad is maybe you are involved in a sporting group, like footballers, for instance, where they are training, they need to go for a competition. You need to have all your energies to an optimal level so that you people can be able to focus more and win that competition. Also, if soldiers are going for war, you have to abstain from sex so that you strategize on how to survive that war. This is a case where you see by the footballers or the sport people, the coach will have to take them from their houses and put them in a camp. And they are not allowed to leave that camp until they go for the competition and after that competition. The reason is that they don't want them to be having sex. They don't want them to be drinking. They don't want their energy to be wasted on things that will dissipate it. They want them to be focused. So you have to take these athletes or these soldiers, you put them in a camp and be training them and be monitoring them strictly. In that camp, you will be surprised that there will not be any privacy. You cannot have privacy to even masturbate or do anything because they need your energy for you to win this match or to win this war. So in that case, they take it very seriously. You can't do that. But if you are on your own, you are living your regular life, and you need to get laid, I don't see anything wrong with that practice. So all these things, these negative things that people are saying about the subject, they are all lies. I have challenged them to show me the medical evidence to prove their point. These people cannot show me any medical evidence. They are still insisting, trying to enforce that, how will I say, that misconception their parents have enforced or their guardians have enforced on them when they were teenagers. They are still spreading that kind of thing without any kind of scientific validation or spiritual validation. And they think that they are adults. That is not the way to think. We are all adults now. I believe I am over 40 years now. I have had experience in sex. I have also done it too. I will not lie. It is very normal part of adult living. It is not a big deal, okay? Everybody, every living adult that is sexually active have masturbated. If you say you have not done it, you are a fucking liar. So get over your spiritual code or your high horse. It is part of life. If you don't do it, nature will do it for you. And sometimes nature will embarrass you in public. You will get wet and you soil yourself in public, and people will laugh at you. So it's something that is highly recommendable, and it does not affect any spiritual practice. And I have been able to trace the history of you. God is the first masturbator. Okay? So I believe I have said enough about this subject today. This is my view and my take about the subject. I will also like to know your opinions. So questions and comments are welcomed. Like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel, please. So support my channel so that I can grow. I need people to get this message to every corner of the earth. So with that being said, I'll be seeing you in the next video. I wish you a very wonderful day, and you are free to masturbate away. So take care and God bless.